we thought it would be a good time to bring in a pretty tough dude who knows a thing or two about staying healthy. The former tight end for the New England Patriots, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the four-time Super Bowl champ, five-time Pro Bowler. I could go on. He's an all-around legend, Rob Gronkowski. Gronk, it's an honor to welcome you in. Thanks for coming.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me on here today. It's, it's an honor.
Well, it's great to see. Your Instagram bio boasts that you, and I'm quoting now, have a bigger, firmer tight end since retiring. I'm not sure what that means, but in all seriousness, what are your tips for staying fit and healthy? Because I think outside of politics, a lot of people are trying to make sure they're healthy again.
Yes, I mean, my Instagram bio, I was just being silly there. Now that I'm retired, it just says I got a bigger, firmer tight end. That's because I'm doing my squats all the time. But I love to stay in the health game, man. I took a big beating playing the game of football, all the hits, all the surgeries that I had, man. And let me tell you, it added up. And having those down days just weren't the best days ever. So it got me into the health and wellness space. And I work with my friend who's based out of Nashville, Arete Wellness. And I do hyperbaric chambers there. He gives me NAD, vitamin bags, all types of other great things as well. Ozone therapy, red light therapy, sauna use. Wow. And now we have teamed up with Agentis as well, which is a bigger platform that can go national and give more access to people out there to these tools to stay healthy, and not just short term, to stay healthy in the long term as well. And that's what I'm all about. Love taking care of my body, and I want to share it with other people that are out there as well.
Well, that's very special. You're encouraging others to stay on top of their health in a lot of different ways. Take a look at this video.
They're carefree, calm, serene. You know what these tight ends are so relaxed about? Prostate cancer screenings. They've learned there's a simple finger-free blood test. Roughly 1 in 8 men would be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I was one of them. I'm here today because I caught it early. Gronk, what'd I teach you?
Relax your tight end. Prostate cancer screening starts with a simple blood test.
All right, having a little fun with your former coach there at Tampa. But there's a serious point I think you're making, which is us guys don't always listen to women who say, get to the doctor and stay on top of this.
Yes, prostate cancer. Well, first off, that's going to be my Super Bowl commercial this year, teaming up with Novartis. And we're raising awareness that prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers amongst men in the United States of America. And everyone's scared. It's a typical fear out there that, you got to get the finger test and that you're going to be, uncomfortable, while you're getting the test to check for prostate cancer. But we're raising awareness with Novartis that it's as easy as a blood test now. That's the first step. Just go out and get a blood test. It's as simple as that to get screened for prostate cancer now.
I agree. I had the PSA test, I think, last April, and it's very simple. You're right. The numbers were low, thank God, but I had a friend who had major surgery last July, and he's doing great now because he caught it early. So your point is very important, and we look forward to that ad. I want to move on to Bill Belichick because you played for that legend, a legend like you, and for days now, there's been all this backlash about the Hall of Fame snubbing him the first time he was eligible. Obviously, a lot of us believe he's a first ballot Hall of Famer despite that outcome. Some people say he wasn't too friendly to the reporters and they get to vote. Now they're going after him. Others say there were controversies like Spygate where he was accused of peeking in on other teams' practices. What's your take?
Take all that away. It doesn't matter if he wasn't nice to a reporter, Spygate, all that other stuff that's going on. That's just excuses. You got to look at the resume. And this guy has 8 Super Bowl championships, 2 as the defensive coordinator with the New York Giants back in the day, and then 6 with New England, 3 in the first decade of the dynasty, and then another 3 Super Bowl wins in the second, era of the dynasty. I mean, this guy has the resume, second most wins of all time in the regular season, first most wins of all time in the playoffs. And on top of that, that isn't in his resume, how many lives he has touched, with former players and coaches as well, and how many opportunities that he has given and how much great information that he has shared about the game of football, not just the game of football, about life as well. Coach Belichick 100% got snubbed. He's 100% going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame eventually, but he should have been a first ballot.
No doubt about it. Last thing, a week from Sunday, obviously, the New England Patriots, one of your teams, take on the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl 60. I think it was Jimmy Fallon who's been teasing you that you've been wrong the last few years in a row. I thought you knew so much more than me about football, but, you know, we never know how these games are going to go. What's your best guess?
Yes, you really don't. And I'm on Jimmy Fallon. I guess wrong the last 3 years, but I'm going to guess right this year. I'm going to break that tradition because I could not go against my Patriots.
Yeah.
And I have the Patriots winning 28-24. It's going to be the same exact score as when we beat Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 49. And the matchup I'm looking forward towards, you know, in this game is the defensive line versus Seattle's run game. I mean, Seattle has a great run game. Kenneth Walker's an absolute beast, but the Patriots have been run stopping every single team that they've been playing. It's going to be a great game. Two different styles, but both teams play super hard, and they both play the game of football right, so it's going to be a heck of a Super Bowl.
All right, you got any advice for how to handle the Vince Lombardi trophy that you get? Because we got some video where it ended up with a dent. Was that after Super Bowl 53? And any wise words for the next group of guys who may want to know? Weren't you throwing it around with Brady on some boats or something like that?
Yes, actually. So Julian Edelman threw me that pitch when we won our last Super Bowl with New England versus Los Angeles Rams in Atlanta, and then I used the trophy to bunt that pitch and put a dent in the trophy, and that dent is still there to this day. You can see it in the Patriots Hall of Fame. And then Brady ended up throwing the Vince Lombardi trophy when we won it in Tampa from boat to boat.
Right.
I actually didn't catch it. My former colleague, Cam Brate, other tight end on the Tampa Bay Bucks, caught it. It was a great catch, but it was such a terrific throw. And I just love gutsy Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. He would have never done that in New England, but he decided to do it in Tampa Bay, and you gotta love it. So, hey, win the game first, and then anything goes with that trophy.
Yeah, I thought when I first heard about the dent that it was from throwing it around the boats years later in Tampa, but you guys handled it with care, as you say. That was back in New England. It's remarkable. You have had such a great run. It's fantastic to see you trying to help so many other people. Gronk, thanks for coming on Newsmax.
Hey, man, thank you for having me on.
All right, Rob Gronkowski.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.